What if I told you you could go back 50? Yes, 50 generations of your family that you won't find in any books or photos because, well, books and photos didn't exist back then. You see, you find meaning in knowing who you are and where you're from. The problem is, you really don't know who you are or where you're from, do you? Not past a couple of generations, that is. And if you don't know your great-grandparents, there's a good chance your great-grandkids won't know you either. You'd need a time machine to go back that far. Luckily, I have one right here, a CRI Genetics Ancestry Kit. For the first time since the beginning of time, you have the technology at your fingertips to trace your genetic timeline back over 50 generations. For example, you might have thought your ancestors were from Ireland, when actually they were the Vikings who raided Ireland. CRI Genetics matches your unique DNA with 642,824 genetic markers to both show you where your ancestors are from and also to pinpoint precisely when they got there. History is a long time, which means the possibilities of your genetic past are endless. Imagine discovering you were a descendant of Cleopatra, or Columbus, or Clint Eastwood.
Make sure you get my good side, punk.
Say cheese!
Oh, no!
This is what my family tree looks like without a CRI Genetics Ancestry test. And this is what my family looks like with a CRI Genetics Ancestry test. So, if you want the full picture of your family history, then click the button below and get your CRI Genetics Ancestry Kit today. You'll confirm what you already know about your past and discover a few surprises along the way. How can CRI guarantee these timeline results? It all starts with their founder, Harvard-trained Alexei Fly-Fishing Fedorov, PhD. Alexei is a scientist who proved a Nobel Prize-winning theory on how genetics are passed on. And that led to the DNA algorithm CRI Genetics proudly uses today. They're wicked smart. Think of your life story as a giant book. Without taking a CRI Genetics test, the first 2,000 pages are blank. That makes about as much sense as skipping to the last page of instructions on an IKEA chair. With most ancestry tests, the best you can hope for is a bunch of wishy-washy pie charts with a list of places you might be from. And if you're like me, that's just not accurate enough. And CRI Genetics agrees. That's why CRI guarantees the most accurate ancestry timeline on the market. Finally, CRI Genetics backs up everything they guarantee with state-of-the-art data encryption and security you can trust. This way, your personal DNA information is as safe as nuclear launch codes, hidden inside of Fort Knox, with barbed wire, laser beams, and Florida gators guarding the perimeter. CRI Genetics is privately owned, which means they don't answer to investors. They answer to you, the customer. So, how do you like your coffee, boss? Hold the coffee? You got it. It's a big reason why CRI Genetics has been voted Best Ancestry Test 3 years in a row by Genetics Digest, a publication written and reviewed by actual geneticists. CRI also has a 92% rating on Facebook. That's a better score than I got on my last prostate exam. And just like prostate exams, everybody's doing it. 26 million people have already taken a DNA test, with that number projected to double by next year. Now, 26 million reviews is too many to show here, so we chose 3. Lucas found out he was 20% Scandinavian, so he took a research trip to Finland, where not only did he meet his extended family, he also met his future wife. Dusty Crawford discovered that he has the oldest DNA in North America. Don't believe me? Check out USA Today. And Sophie B had a health and wellness test to find out what her DNA says about her irregular sleeping patterns, which means, finally, Sophie B can get a good night's sleep knowing that she can't get a good night's sleep. If there's ever anything you don't understand about your results, CRI's top-notch customer service team loves to chat. In fact, you can give CRI Genetics a call before you buy the product and they won't hang up until they've helped walk you through the awesome process of discovering yourself. Click the button below, and you'll get a CRI Genetics Ancestry Kit shipped to your door. And the best part is, CRI guarantees your results in 8 weeks or less, or your money back. Heck, the first DNA test, the Human Genome Project, took 13 years and $3 billion to complete. But you can get your CRI Genetics Ancestry Kit today for 400,000% off. You'd have to clip every coupon from every Sunday paper since 1972 to get that kind of savings. What a deal.